did Nugget sort of take seed?
Man, I had never acted before. I'd never done any acting class or drama group or anything. And when I was 16, I got cast in a movie in Scotland, like from nothing. And I was very lucky. I don't even think I was very good in the film. I thank David Heyman for casting me in that. But right from there, I was on set with them, not knowing what I was doing as an actor, and yet I was still going, oh, that's interesting what that director's doing. I wouldn't do that. And that's like ego and chutzpah and all those things. But by the time I was in my mid-20s, I got to work with some real great directors. David was great too. And I'd worked with lots of people who maybe were making mistakes, and I'm like, I'd do it better, I'd do better, I'd do this, I'd do that. And I think the lesson to me when I started to work with real like people who were in possession of their craft was you don't learn as much from the people who are getting it wrong. You need to try and learn from the people who are getting it right, because the thing is, when they're getting it right, you can't even see it. You can identify people making mistakes all day long. Everybody can do it. We're all filmmakers when that happens. But when you're working with real masters or really talented people, you're like, I don't even know how you're doing it. And it was about spending years trying to decode and just watch how they're doing it, and not just being focused on what I'm doing as an actor.
Tell us, what was that like then? There's that experience behind, or being the director. I mean, was it seamless?
In some ways, it was the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. We had a 6-week shoot, pretty tight. I was awake quite often at 2:30 in the morning, obsessing about what was coming in the day, the week ahead, the month ahead, and that was me up for the day. I thought I had it bad as an actor getting a 6:30 pickup. So it felt good, it felt satisfying, good, hard work, but it was literally the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. If I do it again, maybe hopefully it'll be less stressful.
And let's give a huge round of applause to the incredible cast that you've assembled.
Thank you, yes. One of whom is in your ranks, Mr. Halliday, wherever you are.
And Schemin and Samuel, what can you tell us about sort of finding them, finding your Silver and Brains?
Took a long time, took a good year, partly because of the fact we don't have a massively thriving film industry in Scotland at the moment. When you decide to tell a story about a couple of 20-year-olds or 21-year-olds, you don't have like, I've got 20 guys who have already been working for 15 years and they've got 20 million followers on Instagram and all the studios are excited to give me money to hire them. So you know you're going to be looking for unknown people, which is partly why Danny Page, my amazing producer over there, hired somebody with some profile to direct it, I think. It took a long time. However, Sam, who plays Billy, was the first person I saw of any character, and I felt strong about him. I also felt very strong about Schemin. There were other people who were good, but it was always about the chemistry. Because I think, as filmmaking is, it's not just about what one person is doing or thinks, it's about the collaboration that brings this miracle of filmmaking to the screen. The chemistry between the two actors was more important than how brilliant they could both be individually. They both happened to be the best candidates, I think. And then when they got together, they just raised each other's levels so much. They're fantastic. I'm so proud of them.
And do they have musical backgrounds?
They don't have musical backgrounds, certainly not in rap music. Sam has no musical background. Seamus comes from a family of musicians. His mother and father are the two main singers from a Scottish group called Deacon Blue. So he'd grown up in studios and things, and actually he came in beatboxing and freestyling, and it was like, oh my god, get this guy skateboard, he's in. So yeah.
And was there anything sort of particularly interesting, difficult about having yourself in a role and being the director? How was that?
Acting in something you're directing, I think, is horrible. Because if I'm going to be there for the other actors and give them something meaningful for them to act off of, even if the camera's not on me, I'm sort of getting lost in it a little bit and not really watching their performance. I'm sort of engaging with their performance. So it was pretty rotten those days, and I'm glad that I'm only in it the amount I'm in it. If I had to be the lead in something, I think it would be maybe a bad film.
I love your film. Thank you so much. A few things. California Schemin is playing again in the festival, so spread the word. Remember to vote for your People's Choice Award at TIFF.net/vote.
Thank you very much. I just want to say, Tiff, again, thank you for having us.
This was the place we wanted to come way back before we even shot it, so thank you.
Thank you, Tiff.